Is the, our lower bracket final, IG versus LGD winner gets the chance at $1 million. It is IG going up against LGD, and we're already inside our draft. I will be your host with this one, Toby Wonkanobi. Joining me is my co-commentator, as always, the man that brings reason to madness, Syndrin. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm so thrilled. These last games have been completely insane. It seems like the further we get in the tournament, the better the games get, and that's what you always want. And just that last series, LGD versus Na'Vi, is probably is definitely the best series we've had so far in this tournament. And now we have the two Chinese giants going up against each other for the last shot at the grand final. It's going to be IG against LGD, like you say, and IG on the Radiant side are already getting their first pick Rubik. They've banned out Lycan, Naga Siren, as well as Nature's Prophet, while LGD have banned out Chen, Darkseer, and Enchantress. And now we see LGD getting their Invoker as well as Morphling, and this is just so very, very classic picks that we see right now for China versus China.
Yeah, LGD have played this so much. Sylar, I don't know how many times he has played Morphling in this entire competition, but I can tell you it's probably not even going to stop here. It'll be played again in this best-of-3 setup. But IG, they go with their stable first pickup, and that is Rubik. Never know what you want, beat Rubik. You can take anything if you really want it. That's that wonderful ultimate of his. Of course, now we are looking to find only one winner out of this, and I know we had a little bit of a debate over if IG or LGD, if LGD would even lose a game, if LGD would lose to Na'Vi as well, if that would ever happen. I'm still going to stay my prediction that I think IG, they really got their time to shine now. They can be dynamic, they can go with different style heroes, and they can break LGD. It's like what Na'Vi did. It wasn't really this one set kind of thing. We tried something different. We tried a Faceless Void. We upset the rhythm that is LGD. And I think IG have a potential to do the same thing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, IG has a really good shot at it. While I'm not going to agree with your prediction, I still think this one is LGD's. But I think we have a very, very good chance at getting at least 3 games. And I'm going to go with LGD 2-1 simply because of their consistency during the tournament. And like you say, the first ones to break down LGD, this is something I actually said quite some time ago as well. I said, if some team beats LGD, for me it's Na'Vi, because they play differently. They make up new stuff, they mix with the norms and don't really care necessarily about what's going on in the draft. So it's harder for these teams that are so mechanical, so well prepared, so systematic in their play to start dealing with drafts where you suddenly have something they haven't played against in the whole tournament. Can they adapt? And that's what we saw from Na'Vi. The last game, like you say, Faceless Void, first pickup in the tournament, I think, but it was such a good pick in this game. And that's the kind of stuff you need. But for me, the question is if IG has these kind of has the courage to pick these heroes first off, and secondly, if they feel confident that they can use them to their advantage. LGD, they're going with their guns right now. So are IG. There's nothing special coming out right here. Bounty Hunter as well as Templar Assassin banned by LGD against IG. Obviously, the Templar against Ferrari and the Bounty Hunter against YYF. And Invictus Gaming banning out Tide as well as Venomancer, 2 of the support heroes that LGD love to run for that team fight potential as well as the early slows and laning. So, I mean, so far, nothing really special coming up here, and I'm waiting to see one of the teams go for something new. Because I feel like in this matchup, these teams know each other so well. They did so well in the group stage, so well so far in the tournament. It's the reason they're in the lower bracket final, but it's been very much the same thing. So I have this idea that the team that does something different has an advantage from the get-go, because they have the special card. Shadow Shaman for IG, same as they've picked along the way. And I'm waiting to see that last pick. Are we going to see something special, or is it just going to be the same thing? What do you think?
At this point, I'd say these teams won't want to make any real troubles. Like they won't want to change their lineup at all. They go with what they know. They go with what they know is going to beat the opposition. I would have thought IG might have gone out of that box, but LGD, they've beaten OG before. They haven't really been bothered too much by it, and really, there's no real reason for them to mix things up. They've already gone their 3 cores, so Beastmaster for the bot lane. We've already got Morphling and Invoker, so Morphling, we didn't go with that normal early Wraith Band, pull consumables, plus the Invoker safely up there for LGD on the top lane. Just means they're missing 1 jungler and they're missing 1 support hero. And gotta say, at this point, they don't have a jungle option. All are taken out, they pick up Leshrac, so we get a decent support for the top lane, and this might open us up for a aggressive tri-lane on top, but that also might mean IG run the Enigma as a defensive off-laner.
Yeah, if they choose to run this Enigma as a defensive offlaner, then they need one more support on the IG side. If they choose to run it as a Wooder, they will most likely need an offlaner. So it's a little bit those two options they have at the moment. And we just know there's a Brewmaster. Nice pickup here. It's a pick we've seen, but not so much from the Chinese teams. It's been mainly eHome that has been favoring this hero out of the Chinese teams, and it's been more of a favorable pick in for the Western teams such as Complexity. They've loved to pick this one up. I think CLG has been using it as well, particularly in the group stage. Yeah. So this is, I wouldn't say it's out of the box, but it's still a little bit different than what LGD might have expected out of IG. And especially now, who is, how are they going to lane now? Is it a Brewmaster solo mid and a support Rubik?
That's what I'm thinking as well. And that leaves a Enigma top lane, Druid bot,
yeah,
Shaman
exactly.
support.
And that's going to be interesting to see how that works out. They probably have a Ferrari on the Brewmaster then in mid, and he has played an amazing Brewmaster the last time I saw it. I think he was playing out of his mind. So
it's either that or they try and put Brewmaster up against Beastmaster. That could be...
That's also an option, just putting that there. But then, since the Beastmaster will probably be off-laning for LGD, that's going to be a one-on-one lane, and then they'll be challenging.
Then Enigma Shadow Shaman inside LGD's jungle and put Lone Druid onto the lane.
Very, very risky considering what LGD has right now, especially if the Invoker wants to go Exort, which we generally haven't really seen from LGD, but it is an option that they might consider, again, to do something different. Could give you an edge. We saw how Zenith earlier in the tournament were just destroying with an Exort Invoker. They also lost with it, they got knocked out with it, but they had a fairly good run with it. And now Sand King is going to be the final pick for LGD. So their roster here is completed. And you've got to say the Sand King pickup is very, very good here.
Yep. It's like we're basically looking at 3 cores plus the double roam gang to see what you can find up. So DD will be taking the role for Sand King. Sylar onto his Morphling. DDC onto the Leshrac. Push Zhao 8 onto our Beastmaster on bottom lane. And Yao, the final and not least, Invoker. Quast Invoker, in fact, as well, for LGD.
Yeah, and over on IG side, we've got Faith playing Invoker. He was doing such a great job with that earlier today. Ferrari will be playing Rubik. And YYF on the Brewmaster. This is not what I was imagining. Zoe will be playing as the Lone Druid, as expected. And Choan on Shadow Shaman. I'm a little bit curious now, though. The hall is a little bit more empty than it was for the game before. But still, make some noise. Who's cheering for IG to take this one?
Seems like there's a couple of IG fans out there, but we always have to ask about the other boy too, and of course the team which now I can say has dropped a game. Who's out there for LGD? There's still a bit of a crowd there for it.
Seems like there's IG is the crowd favorite at the moment. We'll see how it's going to go down. I guess, I mean, whoever goes to the grand final will have played against Na'Vi before. Yep. So it's not going to, as such, be different if one of the teams goes up against Na'Vi in the grand final. We have a new matchup for the tournament. They have both played best of threes against Na'Vi. Yep. Na'Vi knocked them both down to where they stand right now. And it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, of course. And then who gets to meet Na'Vi in the grand final and the chance of the 1 million, of course. Like James said earlier, third place, $150,000 seems like a fairly good trip for them, no matter what.
Seems pretty nice, yeah.
$250,000 for the second place. But of course, what these guys are all after is another chance at the million and a chance of getting that revenge against Na'Vi that I bet LGD are so hungry for right now.
It's not just that too, I'll say you are the international champion. There's only one other team that's managed to achieve that so far. And, well, they're just already there to defend their title.
I've got to say, this is an interesting play from LGD. They use double stun from Sand King and stuns from Leshrac to take down this bear from Joe. So he's completely locked down on this top lane. He lost his Lone Druid bear on level 1 to 2 stunners. This is generally not something we see. We usually see if the bear gets dropped, it's either because of a Rubik tossing it onto a cliff, or because of a Venomancer Gale that just lasts so long that you can get a lot of hits off. But they simply lock down Joe's bear, and he's not in a comfortable position on the top lane at all. Cold Snap going off mid, a little bit of damage being done to 430. And Yao taking an aggressive stance in the mid lane. But he's getting completely out-farmed though. Rubik 7 for 0, Yao 2 for 0.
It's true, but Ferrari, he is one of those best mid-solos. I just like to put him right next to Dendi as far as quality. We are only 1 minute 30 in. You gotta wait for that opening. It does look like they did manage to put up that Brewmaster up against the Beastmaster. So they were happy with that lane in the end. Like Sean pulling on one side, Faith jungling on another, Ferrari soloing up the middle lane, and Joe trying to run the lone druid. He's got his bear back up again, but we do know that like that stun combo can work again if they want to try and bring him down. And the bear is going to get that pull. It does take the aggro, so it should be some form of experience now coming the way of lone druid. He's already got half a level, so that's not too bad. It's more, actually no, not more than what Beastmaster's got. He's sitting at level 2 now, but completely out of mana.
The concerning thing about this for IG is the distribution of heroes. They have their main carry on the off lane. So he's not going to have a good start while Morphling is on the easy lane, and Sylar will just be farming away up here top. And what they're trading it for is farm on the Brewmaster down on the bottom lane, so YYF will really have to pay this back later on to open up some space for that lone druid. And YYF, well, he is getting the farm. It's perfectly fine as far as the farm goes. It's very even, but the distribution of farm, wouldn't say this favors IG.
Well, to an extent it does too, because they're running a proper jungler. We got conversions out from Enigma up at level 2, and he's moving himself through this jungle pretty fast. And he can move a lot faster than DD can. Like DD, he's got to pull a creep wave down, just failing a little bit on that one too. DDC's got to do the same as well. So you got to add the jungle economy into it. And you already see a 750 gold advantage going the way of IG. It's not much, but for 3 minutes in, it's really decent. Same with the experience as well, because you're killing off more. Obviously, you get a lot more experience. And no one from IG has really been pushed away from the lane. Joe's staying close enough. He's causing enough issues with that bear that he's able to stay close enough to get up to level 3 now. YYF's got all the space in the world, and the Beastmaster on the bot lane, he's actually given up. He's now over inside the jungle of the Dire side.
Yeah, and what I want to say about this top lane, again, they've chosen to throw Zhou up here on the lone druid, who just lost his bear again, so he's getting absolutely nothing here. I'm surprised to see IG not putting the Brewmaster up there and having the lone druid farm the bottom lane, but it just means that this Brewmaster will be playing a very big part in this game. And perhaps they were trying to trick LGD a little bit, because YYF is always playing the off lane for IG. But this time around, he takes an easy lane position. And perhaps they were hoping to surprise LGD, but you're right. As far as economy goes, this is looking excellent for the Radiant. They're getting so much more experience in gold because of this Enigma Woods. But the question is, can they convert it into those fights that will put LGD on the back foot?
Well, we'll have to wait for that answer to come out. It's going to wait for our first blood to really be done and to someone to make a movement for something. Sean's watching that illusion rune on bot lane. Might just be babysitting him for Ferrari. The bottle is flying out to him now, so he'd prefer to have the extra charge in the bottle. Able to use 3 bottle charges, then pick up the illusion rune, fill it all back up again, and then go straight back towards the middle lane. Let's try and do some damage or try and hold off, and he couldn't have moved at a better time. DD as well as DDC smoking up and going. I was wondering how long this would take to have this double stun combo with a lot of nuke damage start to rotate and look for a kill. Faith is the one that'd love to find on 200 life points, but I doubt they're going to do it. They'll have to jump in behind that tier 1 tower on the top lane. Or maybe we will see Zhou push out a little bit too far, and then the opening will be there. And there's the bear being pulled back. They reveal off the heroes, and they know what's going on. Smoke Gang failed.
Yeah, this is very, very good for Zhou, because now he's going to get some free experience. They might have tried to like put the lane in a position where they can get the smoke gank around, but it didn't work out for them. I think what LGD should have done there was they should have run around with the Sand King as well, /Rack all the way behind, like you usually do with an Enchantress, and just smoke all the way behind the tower and try to get in. But it might have been worried they couldn't really catch up to him and get the stuns off, and then they would just be tanking the tower for nothing. And then mid Yao doing a lot of damage. Ferrari, stun falls short for DD. They could still be getting him though. Nope, giving up. And Ferrari, that was very, very close.
Yeah, if DD managed to hit that Burrows strike, it should have been his death then. There'll be no time for South. Might have been able to play something around with that bottle charge, but it would have ended there. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, we do see Brewmaster now buying up Arcane Boots for himself. He was getting closer and closer to having enough money for a Blink Dagger. Decided Arcane Boots, work with Chorn, try and push out this bottom lane, do some damage to the tier 1 tower. It's already down to half life. The Enigma's really helping out, having a nice army of conversions. And the Beastmaster acts from Zhao 8. Now he's going to spot him off. Morphling first blood is on Lone Druid. We will be watching Brewmaster getting caught. Oh, actually the Beastmaster being caught out, but couldn't get the stomp in range. I gotta say, I apologize. Now we have the first blood missed in the entire tournament.
It's bound to happen at some point. You can't look everywhere at the map at once.
Hey, at least it was me.
At least you're the one who invented it. But yeah.
I invented missing first blood? Are you nuts?
Anyway, IG gonna continue the pressure bottom here. Xiao really going to the limit here. He could have easily got caught by Malefice and been totally dead right now.
Not to mention the black hole, which is also off for Faith. He's level 6 already.
Got a lot of levels on IG, and this is turning out to be very good for them, the decision of throwing Joe off lane. But again, it has to pay off later on. But right now, they're doing excellently with this decision.
Gotta remember too, like this isn't just a start of a best of 3, like IG versus LGD with all these teams being rested up, ready to go. We just had LGD go through a marathon best of 3 versus Na'Vi. And because of this, they've got to be mentally exhausted. And even if they win this, then they've got to go through and face up against Na'Vi in the grand final, which is a best of 5. This is kind of where you got to learn stamina is so important for these players. Of course, they are built on land. China's land industry is just so beautiful to watch. And, Sankin gets a kill on Lone Druid again on the top lane. No epicenter being used, and Morphling able to team up again and dying on top of the tier 1 tower.
And this is a problem for IG, of course, that Morphling gets a kill as well as an assist now and getting good farm. And down bottom, IG, they want to make something happen, but they can't really find a way in. The supports from LGD already there. Yao from mid has rotated. DDC is there with the Lashrak, and then Beastmaster from Xiao. But they're still going here. It's like they're being so persistent, but if they don't accomplish anything, they're losing top. Yeah,
that they are. Shock. They're just looking for a good black hole. There goes the Hex on Xiao, but they can't do anything. Brewmaster does have his level 6, so he knows no matter what happens, he can solo something. Malefice still on the Beastmaster. Now the Brewmaster lets off the clap. Pops the and realizes he's going to die in the tower, so lets off might be one stun. One stun will do the job, but actually he's done the wrong thing. He killed off the Hawk to start with. Now spinning up and towards the air. Wants to bring him back down again. There should be another stop right there, and that's going to be the first kill. TP on towards the bottom lane. Sylar sent back up into the air, so he cannot be involved in this one. DDC already being kegged up. One nice stun, and on to YYF.
Just on the edge from DDC.
Now in towards mid lane, Ferrari goes down as well. This time, Zankin getting a kill, which I see. Teaming up this time also with Invoker.
And LGD. Wow, look at the XP. XP and gold. Especially XP. I was looking so good for them, and boom, down it goes.
Yep.
LGD taking command now. 4 for 1, farming well. And that bottom fight for IG just didn't go like they hoped for. They thought they could get the tower here. I have to believe that, because else I have no idea why they would go for this deep in. But don't accomplish it. And now they're going to have to wait for the Panda Split again, I think. And it's 2 minutes. And that is 2 minutes that their Lone Druid gets pummeled top by a Morphling.
Well, Morphling's already back. It looks like SK is going to join him. See if they can do this combo again to bring down Joe. But he's not level 6 just yet, so this is the best time in the world to try and be ganking up a Lone Druid. That does require for the hit, and looks like Ferrari just got a little bit of issues. Pause game instantly from Joe, and Ferrari DC's out of the game. We do sit here at 1-4, 9 minutes and 20 seconds in. And you were talking about the advantage just changing around. Like we went from 2,000 going IG's way to now 1,000 below. The persistence on the bottom lane. They could have got the tower. But every time they were looking at it, harassing the tower, there was a hero that presented themselves, and they wanted to dive on that. It looked like they were just searching for kills while being in front of a tower, which they looked like they were pushing.
Yeah, I think it's. I was really questioning the decision from IG to stay there, really, and it also turned out that it didn't work out for them. But it's something I think IG have been so used to in this tournament that whenever they have these ultimates up and they push, they get some good execution off and take the tower. But LGD just in position, they know what's going to happen, they know what IG will do. And this obvious engagement, they're not going to trick LGD or catch them by surprise. LGD knew what was going on right there and get a good response to it as well. So IG, they will have to do something smarter than this. I think this is too straightforward and will not beat a team of LGD's caliber.
Yep. So it looks like we're good and ready to go again. So we're going to jump ourselves back inside the game. 9:20. It is 1-4 now. And we are rolling again. At this point, though, there is, the attempt for the top lane, but they're not going to dive on that tier 1 tower again. I'm watching that lane, man. That lane is not going to surprise me. It looks like it's not going to surprise Joe either. He needs to be very, very cautious until he gets that level 6. At which point the game from LGD, it's going to take a lot more to bring him down. And smoke from IG as well. They feel like, well, they lost a lot in that bot lane. Let's see if they can make something back. They're heading up towards the top lane, and they're probably going to look for that Morphling. Especially now they're going to tangle up on the bear. That's the bigger thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Another big thing.
And he gets another first swipe on him. Might be
doing
enough
good
too.
Damage.
Support's coming in, and he waits into
it.
What
a bait! Whoa!
That was not...
Explodes.
That was not Sylar.
You usually look at Morphlings and you're like, oh, he's getting initiated on, he has this morph strength, and then they manage to kill him over time, but that was just Ethershock and Fateful completely destroying him. He instantly died from half HP. And these nukes from IG, this was a very, very good play. Excellent bait coming out of Joe. And they get the tower here for Chon, so almost having Arcane Boots on him is going to be a great boon for them as well. And I have to say, this was very, very good for IG, not only because they accomplished it, but also because they didn't need to use Brewmaster ultimate.
Yep.
He has his Blink Dagger from bottom, he is in the mid lane now, and has his ultimate split in 20 seconds. So they might even be looking at a secondary fight of this type. And Joe, now level 6, can feel a lot more confident up top.
So extra support coming in. Beastmaster now level 6 with Raw, so he's going to come towards that mid lane. Axes to fly out, so they know the supporters come in for LGD. And because of that, IG bring another one in. Actually, they just bring in Ferrari. I say just Ferrari. He's already there with YYF as well as Faith. Faith level 8 and on his way towards getting that finishing up that buckler. His farm's looking pretty good as well. 54 for 1. Still 60 for 13 on that Brewmaster. YYF having a great time farming, and 59 for 22 on Sylar. And also got to remember that kill on top lane really sets him back.
Yeah, it was an important kill because it hit Sylar and because they capitalized. This is something we've talked about several times before. If you get more than just a kill, that's what makes the game. It's not just the kill itself, it's the kill and the tower and the fact that it's on the carry that really does something. You can smoke gank 5 people and find one hero and kill him. It's good, but at the same time there's other lanes farming and it kind of evens out. But when you make a gang like this, that's when you start getting something out of it. And now mid, oh, this is going to be beautiful for IG.
Look for the
LGD
blink, look for the
not
blink.
ready for this.
There it goes on DDC, even the crit helping them out, and there's even a big whack down.
Shackle.
And Yao, he'll be out in place. Leshrac stun, everything just changed up perfectly. IG pick up 2 in the mid. But meanwhile on the bot lane, looks like DD. There's the burrow into the epicenter. The bear looking for an entangle, but didn't really happen there. TP support is coming in. Joe still alive on 88, 48, 04. DD getting caught inside the entangle again, but Sean a little bit too late to get in. And maybe they'll go again. Burrow strike. Actors, they're on cooldown for now. 1 second. He's out of mana as well. Soul Ring in 10 seconds. Sean, he's going to bait him around the tower. Going up, going around. Now he's blocked in. Bounces up, bounces down. The tower is still attacking on that ball. The ball will go down. TP support is coming in. DD has no TP to get out. Ferrari's just like freebie, and maybe not.
Yeah,
no, he's got Split Earth.
How dare you question Ferrari? Of course he has this kill. Alright, there we go. Brewmaster now finishing up the magic wand, I think it is, flying out on the courier. And what do we have here? We have a full mechanism for Faith as well. IG taking this one back very nicely after the first few kills that they lost. They're still 3k ahead on gold now. And they've taken 3 towers as well against only 1.
Let's see where Faith actually, yep, Mac. We got for a middle lane, 4-star build up. And towards our jungle, Sylar. Again, we're going to see Perseverance coming out from him. Doesn't matter what hero he plays. DDC. Can we go Boots? And I'm guessing he's praying for Arcanes. Headdress is flying in towards the middle lane. But actually, no, it's for the bottle. Headdress should be for somebody else, and I'm assuming Beastmaster it belongs to. Who is now starting to stack up the Ancients. Easy amount of farm.
Yeah, just a little bit stalled right now, but IG has been making a lot of great moves, and they actually have their ultimates ready, so I think they're hungry for more. Yeah, there we go. They want to make something happen now with this Bucket to Seed and 4 heroes. Heading down toward the bot lane. I think it's Sylar they want to find, but he's not going to be found. He knows that there's 4 heroes missing. He's being cautious. But this is very good for IG, you know. I was talking about early on how the Lone Druid was not going to make that big impact playing on the offline. Now, of course he wasn't.
Now we're going to see Brewmaster, man.
Opened up.
They're going to jump in. There goes onto Yao. He gets a nice tornado up and towards the edge. Sean, now the dust also pops off. Nowhere to hide. Invoker goes down with a blast. And Sand King thinks about having another little butter strike. Nice black hole by Faith. Holding the Sand King in position. And then picking up Beastmaster when he hits the deck. Shackling him up. The stun's out of DDC. It might be enough. And that's going to be it.
What a play. IG going crazy, and they're not done yet. YYF tracing down Sylar, does drop the waveform, morphs up a lot, and that one Ferrari would like to have that waveform. Thank you very much.
Also going to give Ferrari his 4 staff. So more positional play. Faith gets
tower is
1k
under
after
attack.
buying. He was basically flat broke about 1 minute ago.
Yeah, and he'll might be looking to build up to that BKB. There's only one counter on LGD side, which is that Beastmaster Roar. So they do have a counter at least, which is something like we talked about earlier today that we've seen in a lot of games. No Enigma counters really, but it seems like teams had forgotten how powerful BKB Black Hole is, and they're starting to pick up counters. We saw DK getting Vengeful Beastmaster in the game. Unfortunately for them, they lost that, but they got the counters. And then against Na'Vi as well, when they had their Enigmas, they get the Beastmaster or the Ensnare from Naga Siren to have the counters. So Faith will not ever have a guaranteed Black Hole unless he has BKB and catches Xiaowei in it.
Yep.
A lot of farm going LGD's way now. Of course, they've stacked up these Ancients. Xiaowei as well as DDC want to farm them up now, get those level 8s on them. They're looking very even on levels in LGD actually. They have 3 level 7s. And that's the dual lane. They ran top together with Sylar. So actually kind of a trial lane, you know, but Sand King as well, Slash level 7. Good levels on them. That's when they start to really get their true strength. When Sand King gets that level 4 Burrow Strike and Leshrac has that level 4 Edict and 3 on stun. Does a lot of damage. Beastmaster as well, getting level 8. But they're having trouble right now, LGD, I feel, finding something on the map. And the question is if they can be content just farming Sylar here on this top lane, knowing that that Joe's Lone Druid is getting close to that Sacred Relic. In terms of relative time for Radiance, this is absolutely terrible time for Zoe, but he was offlane, so it turns out it's a really good time he's going to get it. He's 3k 16 minutes in on the offlaner, and he was locked down fully.
That's
and
true,
he's still making the comeback.
He'll be thinking about now pushing out the tier 2 tower. Nice EMP tornado right over the top of IG, but looks to be pretty low level for the EMP. And now Wars drop down too. They want to secure this tier 2 tower. There are a couple of heroes from LGD looking for the denial and not possible.
There goes
bottom
Chon,
tower has
takes this
fallen.
as well. 1200 gold on him. I
Radiant's
think
top
we're going to
tower
see his
is under
arcane boots now.
attack.
They want to get these arcane boots up against the Quas Wex Invoker, of course, to be able to negate that EMP from being too powerful. There we are, arcanes indeed up on Chon now. And up on top, Sylar. He just doesn't care. He's farming all he wants. He has a replica off to the side.
Yep.
And he's going to jump to it as well.
Seeing what he can bait out of YYF in case YYF thought, hey, waveform, now got a chance to get myself through this. But then again, the replica was off YYF, so he knew exactly what was going on. But IG, they're making the best out of everything now. 5k gold in front. And they are only 2,000 worth of experience. They were almost 3.5k. But just a couple of decent engagements from LGD. Now Sylar picked up, pulled back in towards mid lane. Hex was going to go, Sunstrike perfect on top of Chon. Wonderful 4-star, gets him out of position. Now Sylar, he's out too far. Shackle Burrow Strike up by DDD. Trying to stop Faith, and then the Black Hole holding Sylar in place. He wants another Burrow Strike. Tornado will fly through, will cancel off. But Zhao, once again a chicken, trying to run back out again. 4-star doesn't go up high. Max is a flyer that you can't cut through it. You can't cut through that. DD goes Impis. There's another stun. Chon's got nothing. YYF has got nothing. 5 seconds, he'll have a clap. Ferrari and Joe just waiting around, hoping that DD Burrow strikes up, and look at Faith waiting for him on the high ground. Malivus, blink, clap, dead.
That's such an amazing fight for IG. This is perfect individual plays coming out. First the 4-staff on Chon, he gets roared, gets 4-staff right before the Split Earth hits, but the Split Earth still goes off, so the spell is effectively wasted. Then everything just clicks for them right here. Beautiful Black Hole by Faith as well. He's got the setup. And it's not because LGD are playing badly. They're playing well. It's just IG is just one step ahead in these fights with their team fight as well. And they didn't even use the Primal Split. Now they could go for more.
Yeah, but IG should not. They're too low. They're
too
all
low.
too low. They decided to TP themselves back out again. And also Zhou is now 100 gold away from having that relic. So it's important for him not to die.
What's really good for IG now is that they know that LGD will want to try to push that mid without Black Hole, but they still have the split. And I think YYF can really just blink and clap and split and set up this fight, even for a 4-on-5. Joes can stay bottom like he did before. As long as the others get in position, they won't need a Black Hole. Here we go, damage on the tower. Chon has a haste, is heading in there. Nah, it's going to be too late, the tower drops.
Nice
but
drop
there we
in,
go.
DDC pulled back in and instantly dead. There is a Burrow Strike out by DD, and now stolen by Ferrari, and the Brewlings are out. They're searching for someone to stun. They're going to find the Beastmaster. Look at that rock just fly after him. Then the burn, then the damage. They won't send him up and towards the air because they want to keep killing him, but Rubik is now dominating. Good fight for IG in the end. Even though they did lose their tower, they're still getting farm up on the lone draw on the bot lane. They managed to claim a couple here in the mid, and they might also do enough damage to bring down this tier 2 in mid.
Yeah, I've got to say IG are looking very strong in this right now.
Tornado, EMP once again. Yao really slowing it down, but then again turns around. Sean gets the Hex Burrow Strike. One goes one way, epicenter up by DD, pulls him up and towards the air. Wants to pull him back as well. Shackle as well, holding for just a second.
Ferrari, presence of mind right there. He might have missed the Burrow Strike, but at least he saved himself from, or saved his teammate from his own mistake. Now going to model this double damage rune as well on his Rubik. And it's looking very good for IG right now. If you look at the XP and gold, they're up to about 7.5k 20 minutes in now. And Joe, who's pretty much been out of the game in the beginning, is now really making a comeback. We're looking at about a 21-minute Radiance when he's missing 500 gold effectively from this. And could be farming that up in the mid, especially if they get the tower now. I'm not sure IG are going to try to push for this one now, though. I don't think they have what it takes without the Brewmaster split and without the Black Hole. But Black Hole, 20 seconds only. Perhaps they do. Perhaps they will. Looks like they will.
Well, they still got Mass Serpent Ward, so why not? Sean's going to throw him down, shock the creep wave, stop it up too. Axis will cause a little bit of a slow here by the Beastmaster. But the tier 2 tower is being beaten down. That pair love just disintegrated. And maybe one last right click attempt to deny there by DEC. And then Ferrari trying to get in close. He's going to pick up the SK, but even better on the EMP Tornado. Burrow Strike out by DD. Brewmaster's going to jump spin. 43 seconds down the Black Hole by Faith. Instantly cancelled. Silas on top of it. There's a cold snap going out. Faith DDC coming in close as well. Needing's already popped off for him. He is getting brought down a little bit by the bear, but it's not going to be enough. Joe being focused by LGD. He will take a fall. Splurth will miss, but there will be another kill for Sand King. 14 to 11. Sean not quite out of the woods just yet. Cold snap in 1. 4 star away. Ferrari steals cold snap. Then Telekinesis will pull him down. DD thinks about the Burrow Strike, did the Burrow Strike, missed the Burrow Strike, and then we'll fall back.
Yeah, I'm surprised DD doesn't just hang on for a moment while Yao gets down from that telekinesis and drops a cold snap so DD can catch up, but still...
Link,
good fight by
they know the Burrow Strike's on cooldown. 4 stuffed out there by Yao. Now the Mech Charge, Ferrari is here. Beastmaster goes up and towards the air, drops down and almost instantly dead. YYF just comes in, 2 right clicks, gets the second one too. Burrow Strike out by DD. YYF, he has Brewmaster ultimate. Get those Brewlings out, 3 heroes to nail down. And there we go, same time Silo waves into the damage wasn't done. Sean is brought down with the right click coming out from Invoker. The Brewlings now focusing on the Invoker up towards the high ground. He does while he is thinking about it. He's got the Ghost Walk there and then instantly avoids the Earth Sun. And they might even think about bringing down the Earth Panda. He's going to come out in a moment. And YYF instantly blinks to safety.
These teams are playing so well right now. There's so many big individual plays in each of these fights. Just goes to show how individually skilled every single one of these players is. I mean, all the amazing 4 staffs coming out, all the timing on spells and counter initiation constantly coming out from both LGD and IG is really a pleasure to watch. But still, that last fight for LGD, they lost them in tower, but they got 3 kills on the back of it. 2 of them on Morphling, I think, and 1 of them was even killing Lone Druid. So getting that carry taken down once. He has the Radiance now on the Lone Druid, Joe, but Morphling got a lot out of this initiation, got his Lincoln Sphere finished, 2k gold up his sleeve as well, and he's probably looking at, if he wants to go the E-Blade build, having it very soon. It's such good synergy with his teammates with all the spell damage, but we could also be seeing more of a combat build, and he even gets the tower.
And then jumps out to replicate all the way back at base.
Great play from Sylar. He's getting big. He buys a Manta. Sorry, Yasha. Oh, not Manta yet. He goes for Manta.
He's actually worth more than Brewmaster by 3,000 gold. And Brewmaster is the highest one for the IG side. And Invoker's not far behind him on 7.2k worth of net worth. At this point, you've definitely got to say LGD. They've got a lot invested up in this morph. And he is going to go Manta style instead. Yasha, so yeah. Not going to go that straight E-Blade, or maybe he will still get the E-Blade after going the Yasha. More than likely he'll go Manta.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Manta and then perhaps into BKB, because there's so many disables on IG that can mess him up. There's Malefice, there's Telekinesis, there's Hex, Shadow Shaman, Shackle, but always, and of course Brewmaster just being a general pestilence in that ultimate form, but he still has to be worried about the Entangle from Lone Druid, and he can't counter that with any item apart from Ghost Scepter. So I'm not seeing Morphling doing that at this point.
Something for you to note right now is the fact we get Aghanim Scepter up on YYF. We haven't seen the relic. Radiance is up also. Faith is now only 100 gold away, 1,000 gold away from his full BKB. A lot of big items coming, but BKB's not for Faith just yet. But IG still want to have a crack at Roshan, using Serpent Wards as well as the bear to do the job.
Oh, Sand King Blink, did we call that yet? That is a big deal. I was checking it because that could make be the deciding factor in this fight, whether he gets off an Epi or not. IG sitting on an amazing team fight, and they have it ready. Brewmaster Split is now up. Tornado EMP.
Yeah, wait for DD to start chaining it up, but he knows there's only one hero in there. YYF is inside the Rosh pit. Now Silo wants to come in. Sunstrike's going to go. DD still not wanting to pop off that epicenter just yet. He cannot find the perfect opening for himself, but there's 5 heroes who are almost in perfect Burrow Strike range. And after the blink, they go back in for Roshan now. And Joe, he's almost done it. Beastmaster will hurl off the axes. They still can't find it. Kega, it's actually not going to drop. Actually, it does drop. Now comes the epicenter. They want to bring down Faith. Adaptive Strike. Faith still alive. He goes down. Deafening Blast through the rear by Yao, going into the Roshan pit. Of course, the Agassi Mortal is already picked up here by Joe, so he will stay up, and so will his bear. And Zao, he's getting caught out as well, getting entangled up now onto Yao. He gets four-staffed out. Burrow Strike back through. Joe almost dead. Mortling's up to the air. Brewmaster now with a double kill, and Mortling's about to come down. Once he hits the deck.
An amazing fight by YYF.
Sylar, not done yet.
Sylar
picks up the lone druid on the way out.
This is quality play. Just so much going on in the fight, so many good moves, and you can't really call them out as a commentator. It's completely impossible, but
it goes everywhere, man.
Just when you see this fight, it's excellent play from both sides again. LGD possibly getting out the... I'm not really sure who got the better trade here. I mean, who got the last in a Roshan? I guess it was IG, but they lost the Aegis again and lost Lone Druid again, so...
Yeah.
They lost 4 heroes for 4. They got the Roshan last hit, but again, Sylar stays alive and gets kills and has
full Manta, full flying out. 26-minute Manta and Lincoln Sphere.
And when you look over the CS, it's something for IG to be worried about. Sylar is just so far ahead on farm. You usually see when Lone Druid is in the game that they have roughly the same farm, but since Lone Druid was offlane, he hasn't been able to keep up with the pace that Sylar has. And the early game investment IG made putting into this Brewmaster has really paid off in these fights. YYF is, I can't put anything on his team fights. He's doing completely perfectly every single time, but can he carry it through? He's going to hit level 16 for the next fight. That's a lot of damage output as well and a long duration.
I think IG grouping up now for a smoke back on their tier 2 tower. Do they have smoke on them? We've got dust on somebody. The smoke's going to fly out. Is it on the Brewmaster? Nope. So IG just grouping up to, I don't know, team bonding experience.
Going for a little bit of a picnic top together.
Sylar.
Meal of the day, Sylar. Nope, he's already gone.
Catch is not done. Sylar goes all the way back once again. That replicant is so far away from himself.
Yeah.
He's like pushing so far on the top lane. We saw it last time when he jumped straight back into base, and this time he was just on the front lines of his mid lane.
Xiaowei has the gem on that Beastmaster, trying to counter ward a bit, but he's not finding too much right now.
Top lane prep.
IG only has 1 ward on the map right now, I think, which is in the mid lane area.
DD's trying to hide inside the fog of war. He wants to get this perfect epicenter off again. Get a perfect one last time, but Tornado will fly. Picks up the lone druid, but it's only a small fall to the ground. And DD, he's still hanging there. They're waiting for the opening, but YYF's got his ultimate as well as an Aghanim Scepter ultimate. He just will not care. Just keep on going on that tower. Face towards the front lines. Now the Maleficent on the Invoker. It's just trying to hold him back, and Maleficent, the fortification up as well from LGD.
Here we go. Here we go.
Epicenter down, jumps in, straight through Faith, onto Joe. Faith bolts there too, great meteorite wards will go down. DD trying to be put back into the wards. He's still not dead yet, now he is. 1 for 1.
Brewmaster in the middle of this with his Brewlings will catch DDC as well. 2 for 1. And now on the hunt is Sylar, who wants to get Tron. Yao misses Tornado.
But jumps to the replicant.
We go. No mercy for Sylar.
Has a way to make up that short distance. A replicant jump and then you can nail.
But again, 2 for 2 fight. And the tower falls, so IG again getting a pretty good fight. But I still think LGD are pretty happy with this because they know that the way time is ticking right now, this Brewmaster ultimate, if they don't win fights with it but just get draws, this game is eventually going to be LGD's unless this Lone Druid really starts getting some farm up. He's using all his time on pushing with his team while Morphling is split pushing. And Morphling, when the fight breaks out, Sylar TP's in, he's there to fight with them, and it's a 5-on-5, just that Sylar is getting way more farm around the map right now, and you just got to see it. He's got 210 last hits, second is 134, and that's even his teammate Invoker.
And they triggered the Lincoln Sphere, they're going to pull him back in again. Sylar, Burrow strike up by Ferrari, whatever they can do, and Ferrari ends up stealing all nice morph steal.
Needs to morph everything into
look at everything
now.
go straight. Tick, 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 and it is going to be 1,700 in his life
That's
points.
a lot of life for Ferrari against everybody bar Morphling, because Morphling is going to hit him really hard now with that 0 armor on Rubik.
Yeah.
But he's going to be more than happy to have this resistance against the spells.
And unlike Holy Persuasion, this remains on him
This
after
remains
he loses,
in the
he loses
entire
ulti.
game. Which means that if you steal this and you morph everything into agility, you're pretty much in trouble with your 250 HP Rubik.
Yeah.
So try not to do that. Do not try this at home. All right,
Or if you do it in a bot game
yeah,
when no one else will
in
care.
the bot game, yeah. All right, LGD trying to put some pressure, but IG immediately forcing them back here, trying to spell steal from Morphling, but the Lincoln Sphere is going to block it, and Ferrari's still stuck with Morph, and of course he's not interested in having that anymore because he's already used it. It's kind of pointless for him to hold on to the spell, want something else. Beastmaster counter warding from the other side of the river. He's walking with his gem on one side of the river and has his boar on the other. And he takes down this Observer Ward that IG had placed.
Well, now IG going to run straight past them with smoke underneath the Hawk, and they're going to find Beastmaster a little bit further out. They would have anticipated Blink up, couldn't get the stomp off. Nice move out with a haste through Ferrari, however, blinks up, drops down, trying to put the Beastmaster right in the way of LGD, and here comes the Epicenter, right on Faith. So got the Black Hole, Morphling waves in, BKB holding Sylar in, but Roar out from Zhao, holding it off. Sylar, he does get entangled up, he's still trying to take this one up. There's Brulings everywhere right now. He goes up on the high ground, Sylar as well, Zhao running through the trees. He wants to bear back it again, but now he's blocked himself out. Brulings, Morphling waves up wrong side. Now the entangle again on Sylar. Bruling wants to come back in, one last stun. Burrow straight through. YYF blinks in, gets a crack down. Morphling taking a fall. DDC will follow as well. It is 2 down for LGD. IG, Sean trying to hold Yao in place. He's already used everything he's got in the invoke abilities, and Axe will fly. Maybe enough damage. He's got another left just yet, and Sylar returns to the fight. Adaptive strike, Burrow strike in by Ferrari. Quick jump out. So it's still 1-1. Gem sitting on the deck.
And what a fight for IG. They won this one by far. Both Morphling as well as Invoker buying back, and they still get a 3-for-3 exchange. So actually a 5-for-3 with rebuys. That's so much golden experience. The golden experience graph won't show the loss from the rebuy. Of course, there's no loss of XP in the rebuy, but the gold graph won't show. So this was a very big fight for IG, and this is such a big amount of gold going down the drain for the two cores on the Dire side. I also want to point out the Black Hole, just Xiao Wei playing amazingly again this fight. He has the haste run and Beastmaster, gets away, but he sticks around in the millisecond that Black Hole starts. The Roar is just there from him. Just incredibly good timing from LGD, but it wasn't enough. Still IG's fight, and that Brewmaster just had Morphling completely locked down the whole fight.
Yeah, that he did, man. That he did. Morphling just wanted to move, but you can't move when you're getting stunned, you're getting stormed up, and all this kind of stuff is just going wrong for you, and then all your support's trying to get in there to try and help you off, and you got Lone Druids there blocking you off, and we kind of found like if it was an open fight, it was an open field of battle, then maybe it might be a little bit different, but IG, they were using the environment to the best of their ability, especially Zhou going up inside that tree line. It was difficult to get a real good opening on him, and at the end of the day, he went up, he went back, he went round, he went down, and LGD just kept finding themselves on the wrong side, and then Brewmaster found himself smack bang in the middle. Let off that clap, and just perfect positioning then.
I just want to point out this is almost a tutorial about how... This is a tutorial on how to play Brewmaster. YYF has made like 0 mistakes this game. He's doing absolutely incredibly in this fight. So maybe I shouldn't have questioned putting him on the easy lane. That Brewmaster is definitely paying back the farm to his team in these fights, doing absolutely phenomenal gameplay with this Brewmaster. And we'll see if IG can find some more openings on the back of that ultimate. Of course, they have everything up again, bar Black Hole, which is up in about 30 seconds. And with that BKB on Faith, can Xiao Wei keep getting these roars on him? Or will he be tempted to use it on someone else, and suddenly a 2 or 3-man Black Hole from IG could just give them racks out of nothing?
I think Faith, they're still going to try and focus on Faith, but you are right. Like, if you want to go Brewmaster, he's just going to stuff around with everything else. Ferrari, he was making the best positioning there for IG during the last engagement. It was pushing LGD to focus on heroes they didn't want to focus on because they weren't next to the ones they wanted. And then you got to add on top of that the fact that Lone Druid is working his way towards Nostalgia Rush. We've got a Hyperstone now up on top of that bear. So what happens with a bear? We've seen teams just try and focus a bear down and get rid of all of these auras, but at this point LGD don't even have anything that can get rid of that. This is their bigger problem right now. What happens with the Lone Druid? How do they get rid of these life points?
Yeah, I mean,
Morphling could be your answer.
Morphling will be your answer. The question is when. He's going to buy an Eagle Song now, I think. Yeah, so Sylar not going the BKB build, which in my opinion could turn out to be a mistake, because in these fights he's really being controlled.
Well,
and the butterfly isn't going to change that.
We got Faith on 1300. We got Ferrari walking around on 1670.
If there's a shotgun, he can finish it now, so I think he would have.
The closest one he can get to is Chorn, and he's sitting on 1 point, almost 2k life.
Yeah, and he even has a 4-star, so he can most likely get away when that shotgun comes in. I don't think it's a good pickup now. They need somebody to deal. Sylar is the only one who can really do the physical damage later on in this game, bar Invoker, but currently he's going for a utility build that Invokers always do with 4-star and Hex. So for him to get an MKB that's far into the future, and perhaps he'll even need a BKB along the way on Yao as well. I'm really surprised to see that the Dire team is only getting a BKB on this Leshrac, because the other heroes could benefit from it a lot too. Both Invoker and Morphling with BKBs will not be locked down by this Brewmaster. All Brewmaster's disables won't work. And the only threat then, the only threat for the BKB is going to be Enigma.
Yep.
And that Black Hole, we've seen Xiaowei do it. He might be able to do it the whole game if they get the right positioning.
YYF, hold your nerve, man.
He was very close to giving everything away there.
Yep.
And now
now they're going to find Sylar, the real one, because he can jump off to the replica which they just passed.
Now, IG might want to try and force a fight at the Roche Pit. Could be good, could be bad. There's good spells for both sides down there. Brewmaster very good in these clutch areas where he can just get all his spells off. But at the same time, Sand King Epicenter and Tornado EMP as well as Meteorite here could be very devastating.
Man, they made it so obvious they're going for it. Killing off the board, then dropping the boards, also envision the boards.
Yao just gets the Hex right before the fight starts.
It's going to be the time to go, man. Tornado EMP going to go through the Lone Druid. Brewmaster seating him very, very back. They won't probably be ready for the Shiva's Garm, which is also now only just done on this Brewmaster. Beastmaster sits up on the high ground. They got perfect vision. Now the jump out. Brewmaster pops off the Omen. Wants to try and focus on DDC. There's the Black Hole holding Sylar on one side. DC goes down. SK jumping inside the pit. Is actually Roshan killed by the Radiant side. Now the Entangle. They'll bring down DD. He did pick up the Aegis Immortal, but they're going to lose the Invoker as well. There's a secondary Hex. Where's the SK? Burrow strikes back up towards the high ground. He wants out, but I don't know if he'll do so. Ferrari's on the chase. Blink on the SK, and Ferrari catches him up. Waveforms in. Then the roar out by the Beastmaster. Then comes YYF. So Ferrari does go down, but the Bear Entangle on the Sand King. Now Sand King will take a fall. No, he won't. He goes inside the Sandstorm. Sylar, focus on him. Maleficent, bring down this Morphling. Straight Morphling is going 2K, 2K, 2.5K.
Whoa, DD.
He's out through the top, man. He's on 68 HP.
Massive escape there, but what a big team fight for IG again. This was a clear victory for them. Again, they win the fight, they force buybacks and gain advantage.
The only thing they didn't get was the Aegis the Immortal. They did get the last hit on Roshan.
But they got Morphling and they got his rebuy.
Yeah.
And Sand King in that fight, while his escape might have been really amazing, DD got away here out of nowhere. I have no idea how he could get out.
Actually, he have to buy back as well too. We saw Rubik buy back during that.
But Rubik bought back.
Yeah, Ferrari
okay, so
also
1-for-1,
bought back.
yeah. So perhaps not too bad for LGD, but still DD not getting the epicenter off in this kind of fight. Is he being pressured so hard that he can't get it off, or did he just miss the opportunity? That's the question. But without that epi, they won't win the fight.
Yeah.
Invisibility.
Because Brewmaster Ultimate is just doing so much damage and control, and YYF is just killing left, right, and center in these fights.
I think it's actually kind of it's a weird kind of thing for LGD, because SK wants to get the epicenter off, but IG, they're almost willing to fight two fights at the same time. They want YYF to have his own personal war against LGD, and then they want the Enigma with everybody else comboing up to pick off 1 or 2 heroes. Because YYF, he can fight 3-on-1. That's the beauty of him. Send one up, stun one, and then burn one with another thing. It's very, very simple for him to do. And he's still got that Shiva's Guard on top of him too, so when he jumps on, you've got that slow, and you can't run away. Looks like we're going to see LGD smoking up, thinking about the middle lane.
Ooh, that could be interesting. There's no Black Hole, but the Brewmaster Ultimate already up again because of that Aghanim's level 16.
Beastmaster comes in, blink, double burrow, but in comes YYF. Shiva's Guard, Ferrari almost dead, is dead this time. No buyback for him. Tornado will fly through. YYF, he comes back down again. Goes the clap, then goes the LGD. Shackled in position for now, and this is IG. Quick kill onto the SK. Burris right back in again. DDU will die this time. Now onto Yao. He is on the run. What's happening with the Brewmaster? He's being chased down. They're killing off the Brewlings. He's almost managed to get the kill here on the Beastmaster.
Can they do this?
Not enough. Now the stun on Sylar. Joe's coming up. The Edict, the Pulse, DDC. Is there an entangle on the first swipe? Second swipe maybe. Maybe even a third swipe. No, maybe you're not fourth swipe. Stun will do the job. Blink down. Gets the hit. Wave out. No damage. Force stuff up as well by the Invoker. Back into the safety of the base.
And LGD. 1 for 2 there, I think. So again, IG, they seem to be consistently winning these fights. And that was without the black hole and with the epicenter.
Courier. This direction.
Yeah, Sylar.
There we go. Well done. Well done.
Well, if it's not in use, it might as well scout, right?
No donkeys were harmed in the making of this lower bracket final.
Not yet.
Give it time. Give it time.
Not yet. Sylar getting close to the butterfly, which he so desperately needs. There's been going so much farm onto Sylar, but he's used so much of it for rebuys. If you look at his amount of CS in the timer in this game, he should have 1.5 more item than he does. He's just throwing so much gold into coming back into these fights because IG consistently go on him and kill him in every single fight. You even saw the fight where Enigma black-holed Morphling solo, and it was such a good investment for them. They take him out inside that ultimate, and if Morphling is out of the fight, they just don't have the damage. The other heroes don't have the same damage that IG does. IG's teamfight hero Brewmaster still has a big impact in these fights. He does so much damage.
We're going to go again. IG lining up for the mid lane. All the rollies are up by Brewmaster, but give it 3 seconds and we're good to go. But then again, LGD's got everything, but IG just doesn't care right now. They keep on splitting the fights. They keep getting a good position for the fights. Top lane in the meantime. Morphling jumping out a replica. DD, not so lucky, but he has Blink Dagger as well as TP Skull. And look at LGD. Everyone's already back. They're preparing the defense. And there's your Butterfly. So he doesn't go the shotgun. He goes the Butterfly in the end on Sylar.
And look at what Joe's response to this is. He's not finishing the Kyros.
Is
He's
he going Monkey King
straight
Baron?
MKB.
Nice.
He just wants to counter this Morphling. He knows that his role in the fight is to be dealing damage to this hero. On the other hand, the Kyros will do so much for the Brewmaster as well, because he does a lot of physical damage too. So with the Kyros, maybe they could kill all the other 4 heroes faster, but looks like Joe right now is just preparing for that one-on-one with Morphling that might appear at some point in the fights. And he wants to be the one coming out victorious of that one.
How's that Beastmaster? He's now, this is a big item for him to come up. Aghanim Scepter coming up for him, 20 gold to do so.
It's always funny to see people running around with a stout shield 42 minutes in.
It's always good, really, man. It's always good.
Yeah, well.
You get away on 10 HP, it's like, yep, because that was having a stout shield.
I kept my stout shield.
Yeah.
I know my mechanics. There we go. Aghanim Scepter for Xiao 8. This is going to perhaps give them the opening they need to get the Brewmaster. It's like every single fight YYF has been getting the split off. He's not been locked down a single time by LGD yet.
No.
And if they can get this burst out on the Brew, then what do IG really have left to control the fight? They have the black hole. But then, if they use the Raw on the Brewmaster, who's going to stop Enigma?
Nobody.
It's a tough situation for LGD, and I don't think they can take out the Brewmaster without using the Raw. The Hex from Yao, as well as all the burst from the other heroes, I don't think it's enough. It's so tanky. He's got 26 armor and 2,300 health on that Panda Brewmaster, and even looking for more items right now. They're really playing him as a farm hero.
The only thing they can pray for is the fact that Sylar doesn't go down. He's able to have 3 times a right-click. So maybe even the best one, the one who controls Sylar, the lone druid. But then again, YYF controls Sylar too, doesn't he? All you gotta do is just say, I'll take it this time around. I'll keep that bear on him, or I'll keep those stuns going at him. I'll put him up in the air. Or Faith will be like, I'll black hole him. Just keep that Beastmaster off me. Yeah,
there's so many counters right now. IG's lineup is actually very, very powerful, and it's amazing to see it in these fights, how well they use everything. One thing I would like to see from YYF now would be a Vladimir's offering. I think it's such a great item for their team to have. The aura obviously stays with the Earth Panda in the fights. He can use it for the lone druid to do extra damage and heal up. Everybody gets the damage as well as armor aura +5. And that would be a nice pickup right now. I think YYF is thinking about it, but right now holding onto his rebuy, or maybe going for the side of the Vise.
Joe, looks like we're going to see Morphling have a little bit of fun, but he instantly jumps back out to that replicate, which is back again, all the way in LGD's base.
Yeah, Joe with the MKB. It is finished up now, but he doesn't have any more gold then, so a kill on Joe right now is really amazing.
Jumped in, Shiva's got as well, but great tornado there by Yao. Pushing YYF back.
Fast reaction there from Yao. Needs to make sure he invokes the right spells before the fight goes off, though it could happen any second.
Look for his jump. It's Blink and Force Staff, so Ferrari's got all the movement, plus the distance he's got to cast off that telekinesis.
Looks like Ferrari and Dendi have the same understanding of how to build and play this hero. It's very similar playstyles they're using in the fight.
So Ferrari looks like Sing Sing, but plays like Dendi. I still want a picture with Ferrari and Dendi next to each other.
I really want one as well. Ferrari and Sing Sing.
Two awesome guys. Two awesome guys. I still remember Ferrari's passion at the last SMM. I don't think I've ever seen a little man yell so loud.
And then you team him up with Tron.
Oh, man. They're the perfect combo, man. They're the perfect combo. But that's IG. IG is like the combination of some of the best players, if not the top 5 out of the top 10 players in all of China are currently playing in IG.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well individually. I guess it just shows in this game how much individual understanding and skill they have in the game. Everybody's just pulling off amazing moves. I'd say it's the same on LGD though. Everybody's just playing such a solid game. It's very, very impressive. No one to really point out who made mistakes.
Yeah.
They're all just playing well. And
even if it is a mistake, it's a forced mistake. It's
exactly. It's not because you do something like. Of course, mistakes are always two-sided. It's you making a move and the others capitalizing on it. But like you say, you can be forced into mistakes, or you can just make them yourself.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference there. And I think it's just been good play the whole game by both teams right now. And nothing is over yet. We're still looking at IG with an advantage, but we're 46 minutes in, and it's only about these 5K, and it's going to be the 1 or 2 big fights that end the game, but this one could go either way, and it could go long as well, because both teams with solid late game, nobody is forced to push in or try to make a move. I think IG will be playing a lot around the Roche pit and really trying to revolve around getting these Aegises up on Joe. I think the next Roshan will have a cheese as well, probably put that on YYF. Or on Ferrari.
As if IG can get it. We've still got to look at that Epi combo. If IG go into that small little area, then the Epicenter can do his job. And then Morplik and Waveform, he can get those right clicks in. Beastmaster's Roar is going to start to split around as well, pushing Euros off to the side. Leshrac, perfect choke point for him for his stun, as well as Edict and Pulse. And then, of course, every spell Invoker's got under his sleeve.
There's so many spells to play with for both sides. I like that it seems like Yao is going for a BKB now, by the way. It's what I was suggesting earlier on. That I think
here we go! 4-star bar blink in. Nice 4-star Beastmaster. Beastmaster gets away. Too many masters in this game.
It's a Brew and a Beastmaster. And a Morph Master, Tom.
A Morph Master?
He's getting a lot of farm as well. Again, this perfect initiation and just massive counter initiation again from LGD. Such a fast response. They're just on the button.
But nothing got popped up from IG, so there was no big ultimates gone.
Mast's Open Woods.
Radiant's top tower is under
and they farmed them. So it's actually just gold going the way of LGD on IG's initiation. And meanwhile, Sala has been pushing out the top wave and taking the whole wave down here. Massive farm for him. And now Joe's like, well, I'll turn it around and farm it on the way back.
LGD, how fast can you do this?
And Joe going Ghost Scepter on the bear. So the hero, that is. The bear could be both him and Spirit Bear. But yeah, getting that Ghost Scepter, he's worried about losing the fight to Morphling. So now with the Ghost Scepter, Morphling can't really go on him for those 4 seconds.
Look at IG, they just wander straight through. The Hawk is having a look, but that's from LGD. Conversion's also watching from IG. Both teams using
going to be Xiao Wei getting caught again.
Where's the blink? Ferrari, he can go. He just spotted him. He just spotted him, but no, it's going to be Yao Invoker dead before he hits the deck. And now they get the stun on the Beastmaster. He lets off the Roar, holding Sean out of play. That's the replica of the Invoker, which is flying past them, but they make a very, very fast move now for Roshan.
Yeah, we're going to have a rebuy coming out from Yao now because they're worried about the Roshan. They won't want to give it away. And the Brewmaster Ultimate used here for IG. This could actually just be LGD going for Roche. I'm not sure IG can do it anymore. The Beastmaster roll will be up in 20 seconds. He has Aghanim Scepter, so very low cooldown.
Black Hole's up. We've got Tornado, which is stolen as well on Rubik. We've got Lone Druid's Bear. What more do you need?
Have to wait and see if they can get it off. I think LGD will just take this, and I think
Serpent
IG will fight forward, but it could be a very big mistake from them to go in for this.
Serpent was in 2.
Alacrity and Sila just bashing down this Roshan so quickly. IG has to respond already.
The Bear DD, he's up high. Fire Strike already going to go through Joey, goes the other side. Yao's going to come back out. Now the Black Hog and holds Sala in place, but Roar from Yao is enough. And the Epicenter perfectly through IG. Goes ahead, will buy him a little bit of time. Now the Mass 7 wants Sila. He's locked in play with the waveform up. Gets the kill Now maybe in Ferrari. Do they have something all forced up? He
And
hits
blink.
the edge and the blink. Only just in time. But this is LGD's Roshan.
And as expected, IG will try to take the fight and they will lose it. Just such an amazing, again, the Beastmaster Raw. It's something I've always been fascinated by when I've been watching Chinese teams back in the day. The Vengeful Spirit against Enigma. It's like he's sitting there with the button ready and just clicking the millisecond the black hole goes off. And against Xiao Wei, this black hole is lasting for half a second. And Xiao Wei instantly stopping it with the Raw, and they just give free play to Sylar, who now with that BKB, like I said, the only real counter to BKB on Enigma is Enigma. I mean, the black hole, but Sylar's BKB, everybody else, no Brewmaster can hold him down anymore.
Yep. And we're getting BKBs on everybody. Sand King is now 800 goal away from BKB. Leshrac finished his one. We got Ogre Club up on Invoker right now. He could convert that over into the Aghanim Scepter if he wants to, but he might also just go BKB and say, you know what, stuff it all. We'll walk around inside BKBs and you can do what you want to do.
Gonna have to wait and see. The cheese going on Yao as well, by the way, so that's worth noting. If they can't burst him down in one go, he can heal himself to full work very quickly. Now pushing up the mid lane with this Chaos Meteorite. He is getting close to the BKB again after that rebuy, but it's still going to take him a little bit. Needs 740 gold to get to that point. And now, another question. What does Xiao Wei go now? Because we've seen Beastmasters in these games get this mech, get this Aghanim, and then usually the game ends after that point. But now we're looking at a scenario where Xiao Wei could go for more.
He still needs the hood. We still need the hood to pipe.
I'm not sure if the pipe is really worth it anymore, because now is the point that they'll start getting these BKBs, I guess. DDC, BKB on the Leshrac, BKB on Morphling, soon BKB on Yao on the Invoker, and that's just 2 targets left that the pipe will hit. Even Sand King has his BKB in 50
If
gold.
he's getting enough farm, do we start now going down the lines of Necro Book or do we go AC?
Yeah, I think something like a Kiras could be really beneficial to the team, or maybe a Vlad's that they still don't have. I mean, sure, the only melee heroes on the team are Beastmaster and Sand King, but it's still 2,000 gold for +5 armor aura, as well as the 15% damage, and you just know when you get into late game, that's why carries are carries. In late game, damage and armor wins.
Yep.
So why not get the aura? Beastmaster, is he going to buy the Vlads? He looks like he's thinking about it. He's buying a cloak. You might actually be right. Is he really?
He's going to go for the pipe.
I don't think so. Still, I don't know. I think it's a weird choice for him. Maybe he just
cloak?
Maybe. What's the cloak good against?
It makes no sense when he has no extra slots for it unless he drops the gem.
Maybe they want the pipe as well as the BKB, and then when the BKBs run out, they still have this spell block. But again, the main damage source from IG is not magical. It's the physical damage coming out from Brewmaster and Brood Druid, Lone Druid.
Brood Druid?
Who's now working on his Kiras, and that's going to mean that we have auras facing off. But when the enemy team has the auras and you don't, these massive teamfight clashes, it's just going to favor the ones with the auras. It helps out so much to have these auras, and I'm still surprised we haven't seen a Vladimir's offering coming out of this Brewmaster, who's now sitting on 3.5k. I mean, why not? Sell your Magic 1, get your Vlads.
Unless he's the one that's now going to have to build up. Well, do we have AC up on the bear just yet? No, we're almost there, though.
Yeah, so again, AC and Vlads, it's 10 armor for everyone on your team.
Yep.
It's such a good item combination when we reach these late stages of the game. It's almost mandatory, I think.
So what do we see out from Brewmaster? Because we're also getting to the same point where all the items which you would probably be able to buy up. I love the Scouting Sunstrike. All these items which you would normally buy up, they've already been taken by other heroes. All these key items. Do we now start looking at Sheep 6 now for YYF? Do we start looking at other things? Does he go Necro Book? There's mass micro control, but do we start going Necro Books plus Brewlings during fights for IG?
I mean, there's no doubt that YYF is playing a completely amazing Brewmaster, but whether he can master playing Split as well as Necrobook at once, I don't know. But at the same time, I don't really think it's the correct pickup now. Sure, you've got a little bit of the aura from the Necronomicon Archer, but there's other auras
LGD,
that do more for you right now.
They went straight past the board, and the second the Call of the Wild went out by Beastmaster, it revealed that they were there because that one board, surprised he popped that out. Getting visions, obviously, great. Return that bear, return that bear. Definitely get that bear return. That bear's not going to return.
No, it's going to have to make a new one now, Joe, but 2-minute cooldown, they can probably hold off for that long. Still, Brewmaster side.
Pay this blink BKB.
Yeah, there's a blink now as well. But for the Brewmaster, I'm not sure. If he doesn't want to go for the Vlads, like you say, Side of the Vines, you can never have too many hexes. It's arguably one of the best late game items. Not sure what else he could be looking at. What else would he get? He could get the Kiras on him, but the bear is getting over.
Walk around with the Heaven's Halberd.
Bottom tower
Heaven's Halberd? Oh, really?
Actually, not a bad choice.
It's not a bad choice, but I still think the auras are better when you're in the
You
split.
do that against Sylar out through the BKB.
Yeah, but you're still, you can't use Heaven's Halberd in the BKB though, but when the BKB runs out, it's a great counter, but he's still, these fights, he's spending 26 seconds in a row in this Brewmaster ultimate form, so the Heaven's Halberd, again, he's all about the ultimate this year.
Well, I don't think we have to worry about what next item we're going to go because the mid lane push, thinking about by LGD. And YYM starts with Drunken Haze that triggers Lincoln Sphere already. And what is sold by Ferrari? He gets the waveform now, so even more maneuverability for Ferrari.
He's so mobile now.
Blink, Force, and Waveform. He can jump in and jump out at the same time.
Exactly, it's really powerful. If he uses the Blink Force stuff aggressively and the Waveform defensively, he will get somebody pulled back as well as doing the Waveform damage on the way out.
LGD. And they switch to mid lane. They're going to go tier 2 tower.
And they're gonna, I think they're going to claim this as well. I'm not sure IG want to fight this right now.
They want to fight from high ground. Oh, wait, Ferrari's going to come out. Joe's here as well. Waveform in, Blink back out.
It's a split push. Sylar still has the replicate for 30 seconds. Which one is it? It's the Invoker standing hidden here. He doesn't want IG to hex that with Shadow Shaman because then they lose the fight. But Sylar's split push has ended. They have to rotate down mid tower. Textbook split push here. I think Glyph might go off for IG if they want to try to fight this. No, they realize it's too late. There we go. Yao will claim this one. Good play. Solid by LGD.
And IG, they want to fight as 5 now. They want to fight as 5. They want Faith to get themselves in there.
Now Sylar with 6.6k. What's his next item going to be?
Vedagas the Immortal. Where's the Rapier, man? We haven't seen a Rapier in this entire competition.
I think we have AL actually had a Rapier in a game against Zenith that they won.
Was that the one where they were playing against the Alchemist?
Yeah, and Bleak went for a Rapier on his Nature's Prophet, I think, in that game.
How to kill an Alchemist? Well, he's got no armor. Let's just do some great damage. That works.
But still, I'm curious to see what Sylar wants to do. If he's going to sell up his Lincoln Sphere now, perhaps, because he has the BKB, and then try to go for some really big item at this point. Maybe looking at an MKB, maybe looking at a Satanic if he wants to have that consistent lifesteal. Or maybe the Skadi. I mean, why not? The Skadi could be an excellent pickup here and just sell that Lincolns for it. He has the gold. If he sells the Lincolns, he has 10,000.
Too much money for one Sylar.
517 CS now.
Or Spirit Bear burning in the Armageddon. Blink in by Ferrari. Jumping now on Jarl. Will it be enough? No, he's going to wave out. And Steel, he stole Meteorite. Now the Burrow strike in, and the Enigma, nice black hole combined with a Meteorite, instantly stunned off, and now the Ward Trap. DD will get the epicenter off, but he's still stuck in one position. The Brewlings are dropping on down, already with the Enigma and the Death. Now the Bear will join him. There is one last Brewling, kill that, and you've basically got yourself a dead Brood. Brewling, will it? Yes, it will. Gem to drop. Brewmaster goes down, and IG.
There's this Rax, there's Black Hole down, there's Brewmaster split down, and they didn't get a single kill. Rebuy from YYF. I don't think IG will be able to hold this. Their last bear has now been pulled out by Zoe, and if that one gets killed by Sylar, then they can do whatever they want, basically. They could even take 2 sides when the bear is down, I feel. Still 80 seconds on the primal split.
Here we go, Ferrari already triggering off Sylar. He's got Alacrity. Can they finish the job? Drop that Meteorite right now. Shiva's guard will pop. Sylar already down a half life. He does have the Vedagas Immortal. He just keeps pounding on the tower. Fortification will drop. Sean blinks in, but then again, DD jumps in as well. Burrow striking. Nice 4-star away. Now the Roar goes out as well. They really want to kill off Sean, but he can actually hold DD in position if he wants to. There goes the stop by YYF. Now the Meteorite will drop. Tower does go down. Sylar waves up and Shotty's down. As soon as a shot goes, it's a right click down with the adaptive strike onto Chorn, and they keep on going. A focus on the racks where you're not there on the side. Ferrari pulling Yao back in. Invoker can stay, and the clap. The bear is here. Will it get entangled? It keeps pounding down on Invoker. They get the kill. Now on to Sylar. Zhao's pushed back, and look at Faith. He's setting up for another stun. Wait for it to come up, and now he comes up. BKB. Entangle. Sunstrike going to avoid Ferrari. Force-up himself away. Sylar. No entangle again. Blink up by Faith. BKB will wear off. They keep chasing down Sylar, and there's the entangle again. Sylar pops the Manasal, still on the run. Strength for 3k, 3.2 waves down. Seconds at the trees. Act will follow. Faith, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, and the stun tornado. BKB will pop. They want to keep chasing. Blink daggers off cooldown. He needs to get out.
And they won't get him.
Nope. Sylar is just too far away, and the strength morphs so hard to bring him down when they start cranking that.
Still very impressive defense from IG here. And I think it's the first time in the game that we've seen the team a little bit disagreeing about what they're doing. The Primal Roar goes off on the Shadow Shaman in the left part of the field of play, and Sand King follows through, but the others are like, focus on the racks, focus on the middle. So they throw out the Roar on the Shadow Shaman, don't follow it through, and a little bit of mistiming from them there. And that's all it takes, because IG will capitalize on any mistake LGD makes, and they manage to hold their barracks for it. Wonderful play by them.
Yeah, that they did, and of course there were 2 buybacks during that too.
On Sylar.
Really?
I still think Skadi might have been a better pickup at this point. Because it's not going to be about the one-on-one fighting right now. It's about him being able to keep on his target.
Yeah.
And with that Skadi slow, he would be able to lock down somebody and just fight them. But now, on the other hand, if they want to go on him, they can't kill him.
No, it's impossible.
It's simply impossible when the Satanic is running. He's going to heal up way too much.
The only option they have is to black hole him, but we all know the success rate of the black holes in this. I'm pretty sure Bruno at a stat ticket will be like 100% of face black holes are being cancelled by the Beastmaster on with under 1 second.
Yeah, it's almost like that. It's totally amazing to watch how good the timing is for LGD. And now they're hanging around a little bit.
I love this from IG.
This is weird.
They're actually giving a triple pull to the bottom lane by what they just did. Holding the creep wave up, pulling them back down again. That's actually going to be a decent
Starting to block the lanes with couriers.
No.
For that big push.
I saw that YouTube video. The replica just sitting there inside the Roshan. They know it's there. Conversions are wanting to keep tabs on it as well. And IG, they would love to have some play. I don't know if you also saw before that just while Joe didn't have a recreate of the bear, he switched the radiance onto himself, but he decided to leave the AC as well as the Monkey King bar up on top of the bear. Oh, really, LGD? Up towards the high ground.
Look at Sylar. I mean, when this guy gets Alacrity, he's going completely out of control in that lifesteal. I think he'll be healing himself up fully in 2 seconds with 1% HP.
Ferrari got it right now. He's got wild access right now. And he'd love to use him. There is currently 1 Hawk sitting right here watching their entire team. IG have no secrets from LGD right now. And
now it's all going to revolve around Roshan. Sylar will get the Alacrity, and he does have buyback as well, should everything go wrong.
He can solo this.
Just look at the damage.
YYF wants to jump himself in there, but Roshan walks out. And Sylar's just like, well, hello, but I'm going to come back to you, don't fear.
At the same time, who should take the Roshan? I mean, who should take the Aegis and
Not
BKB?
Sylar.
Sylar can't really take anything now.
I would even just look to Latrak. I would look to Latrak or the Invoker.
Brewmaster again. Bear goes in, gets pulled out. Sylar really wanted to attack the Bear then, but got pulled out too fast by Joe. Bot goes up again. Sylar. It's very strategic play right now from both sides. Nobody who's willing to fully commit on this, knowing how much it can cost to lose a fight in the Roche pit.
There's that bottom lane farm. And it just gets nuked by LGD. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, yeah, dropping down the meteor. I think YYF really want to go, and they're going to go up towards the high ground now. And this is interesting because Roshan is still sitting at 8k live, and they're going to scout it with a Sunstrike.
Good damage on the Bear as
There's
well. Shouldn't be underestimated.
They want to do this, but the Hawk is watching them. Would you believe, like a Hawk? LGD, DD, now is your time. Prep it up, start the epicenter. He's channeling, and in we jump. Big epicenter face. BKB holding Sylar in position. Roshan has gone down. Hagen's picked up by the Brewmaster of all heroes. The wards are still there. Sylar locked inside the base, inside the Roshan pit. Can they get the kill on Joe? Burrow strike in by DD. Roar as well from Zhao up on the high ground. Both the Lone Druid as well as the Enigma both going to go down. Sylar keeps right-clicking down the Beastmaster on the Brewmaster. And forced up, down by Ferrari, gets himself out to safety. Burrow strike by DD goes Rando. Sunstrike not going to hit anything during this. And now the one Earth Panda.
For LGD, just incredibly well executed here. Now we see Beastmaster has got the Vladimirs on that side.
Yep.
So got that aura. And yeah, that, in my opinion right now, LGD are just too far ahead in terms of farm at this point. These fights will go their way every single time. Brewmaster's losing his strength. Sure, he got the Aegis and then he split, but the split just doesn't have the same effectiveness to it anymore. When everybody on the Dire has BKBs, they don't actually really care about the split. Like, sure, go ahead and split. We'll all pop our BKBs, no one just hit your team base, and you can run around and throw tornadoes on yourself. So LGD, mid barracks, heading down bottom. They might go for the GG right now.
Instant rotate. There's the Burrow strike. They can bring down the Bear very early on. YYF, Shiva Scar blinks in, goes for the stomp, but BKB's already out from DD. There goes the roar out and Sylar. Now Chorn jumps in. Four-star Sylar away. Chorn getting stunned up as well. Ferrari able to steal up. Well, once he managed to get a damage strike, that's not really going to help him. Aegis team on a wall pop off on the Brewmaster. At the same time, we do see the Shadow Shaman dying in the back end of play, and YYF is to blink out. He's looking for Sylar, but Sylar just turns around, fights him up for Shrike Star. Burrow strike, quick back out again by DD on low life. Balls of steel for that one. They get that kill. This not over just yet. Buyback by the Brewmaster. Rubik wants to have a crack. Yao 4 stamps away, but nice Shiva's guard. Now going to go on DDC. Faith no black hole, but they will bring down the Latrak as well.
And they get 4.
That they do. LGD, they've got a lot down. I don't know how fast IG can push up that middle lane.
I'm not sure how many heroes IG rebought for that, though. At least the Brewmaster was rebought.
Buyback by Brewmaster, buyback by Lone Druid. And that was all. It was only 2.
So 2 buybacks. Not too bad for IG. They hold their bottom barracks. They lost the mid. And now the question is if they can capitalize. The least that IG can do right now is to force buybacks. They have to go mid, just pressure.
Yep. Look at YYF, he's so far up already.
Yeah, he doesn't care. There we go, first buyback by Invoker. Morphling didn't have to rebind that. He got away.
Yep.
And that's a big deal, because that means Sylar can commit fully inside his own base. He doesn't care. He can instantly rebind, come out back to the
The
fight.
other 3 don't need to buy back anyway. Well, you'll see Invoker, EMP Tornado, or in fact, in this case, Ice Wall up. And then Sylar, pop your Satanic, jump in, and just have some fun.
I still wait for Sylar to get his final item.
Here we go. Now the blinking going to go on Joe. Maybe Brewmaster. We're going to have Beastmaster buyback in the game, but already the Invoker is dead. Sylar, he is trying to bring down these Brewlings. Now the Roar goes out, the Lone Druid. It's going to be a difficult one to bring down, and Beastmaster, he's too far up. Now they're going to get the Entangle out on him, and it's 2 down again for LGD. They're going to bring down the middle. I think they are, man. I do believe they are. The Brewmaster, 1 extra stun. Sylar, you stay there. You stay there. They're going to take down mid-racks. Mass Servant wants to go down. Blink in. No Burrow Strike. And FB, it's just going to go on Faith. And maybe it's going to be enough. Faith, he's got the Black Hole with no mana. He takes a fall. So does SK, but Sylar, he's locked. There goes the Morph. And Ferrari with the epicenter. Right into DDC. Pull him back. Slap him down. Now the bottom lane. IG, Tower Melting Extraordinaires. Wobbling wants to come back in again. Striking when he can, but he wants the melee racks. Maybe they can have a play at this one. Now the Drunken Ace Sylar. They can't right-click anything. It's a double racks for IG, and maybe they're going to go thrice. DDC, nice stun. The Shiva's Guard, they found Sylar. They found Sylar. They shackled Sylar. They crit him down. DDC as well. I gotta say, this is GG. IG, 1 racks down. And look at Sean go nuts in the box. He loves it. He loves it.
Unbelievable. I was so sure this game was over in LGDs, and they lose it all in the one. Fuck.
Hero for IG. They go to compile their thoughts at LGD.
LGD lose.
They hadn't lost a single game until today. And now they lose 2 to Na'Vi, get dropped the lower bracket, and IG, they are 1 up here in the best of 3. Let's jump it back over to Too Good.
Thank you, Toby and Cinder, and there you have it. IG, after 60 minutes, just turn something around, make something almost of nothing, and amazing is you guys were literally freaking out right here. That's my impression.
What was going on?
I don't actually really know what happened, but you guys looked really excited.
Man, IG were just defending everything. I cannot believe how well that went for them. LGD had all of the advantages. Sylar was mega fat. They prolonged the game, I think, a little bit too long. They were trying to grind down IG, IG, and YYF just kept them in that game almost, not single-handedly, but he was a boss. He was in beast mode.
YF is the story of that game. He played phenomenally. I think he ended up 17, 3, and 17. He had, at 65 minutes, only 2 deaths. He was having 1 death on every sort of 30, 35 minutes. Yeah. I don't know how he does it. That was like, the end game score is 43 to 33, and he only had 2 deaths. So hats off to him. He stepped up his game. He carried them through. Zhou and the Lone Druid didn't have a fantastic game, didn't really impact the game all that much, and it really looked like Morphling had it in the bag. He was just in a better position than the Lone Druid to carry the game, but some great initiations from YYF. I mean, that endgame push, he blinks in, takes out the Invoker, and that really sealed the deal.
The Shiva's Guard was crucial to this. He kept getting massive Shiva's Guards on everybody. Obviously got the initiation in there. He grabbed the 1 Aegis steal as well. That was a pretty sick play as well. I feel like LGD, I mean, they literally roared the Enigma every time he went for a black hole. Enigma was a non-factor this game. Every time he went for a BKB or a BKB black hole, the Ag Scepter roar was just in there immediately to stop it. LGD, LGD just had everything going their way except for the fact that YYF just kept shutting them down.
Bruno.
I called Lone Druid would defeat Morphling.
The
rest of the game is irrelevant.
Oh my god.
Panda defeated Morphling.
I think he's
Panda
the second best Panda in Dota 2 all time in pro games. The first one was Fear a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Why
18 kills, more than this. But
Now, I'm going to attempt to say something relevant here. So
let's hear it.
Basically,
Let's not hear it.
yeah, you guys are going to leave me. Cider at the end of the game had about 10k gold, okay?
That's a lot.
And his BKB charges were down to 5 seconds. Now, in one of those final fights, he actually got shackled when just as his BKB went down. Surely he could have been able to sell his current BKB, buy a new one, get a 10-second charge, and just be more effective in those final fights and still have money for that buyback. Do you think that he itemized well enough in the end? Because also Cinderin said, not sure about the Satanic. Scardy might have been a better choice.
I agree that
And
I think
also,
he should have got a new
yeah,
BKB.
A new BKB, yeah.
I know,
Well,
I think he should have.
Actually, no, I want Bruno to agree with me.
Oh, well, now this is not exactly my area of expertise, but I think that he should have gone Dagon 5.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
about that
Well, I
one.
was wrong.
that seems like a kind of a rough build. No, I do think the BKB would have been really relevant. Obviously, yeah, you mentioned they chainsawed him twice down. I think it was 2 shackles there that ended up getting him killed. But the real problem is, even if he gets a new BKB, yeah, he has 10 seconds of invulnerability, but he can still get entangled. And as we saw, the Syllabear matches up very well with Morphling because of the entangle. I mean, you catch him, they do a ton of damage. I mean, that Syllabear is still hitting really hard despite the rough game. And every time Brewmaster jumps in after that, all he needs is an entangle, and that's a dead Morphling.
Okay. Do you want to see some highlights?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
This game was sick.
I don't know what it is.
It's probably a bit of a push here from IG
it's
at the
the
very
GG.
end. Yeah, this is. I mean, this is incredible. They catch Yao out here. We get a nice double ice wall there. By the way, that's pretty sick. Sylar's just throwing down huge damage. The Panda ultimate is running around at this point, but he got in a nice initiation here. Black Hole, I believe, is never getting dropped through all of this. Zhao Wei does go down, so the roar isn't even an issue here. They just get the tower so quickly because of the power of that Panda and the Brewmaster as well as the Syllabear or the Lone Druid.
And I think he has Drunken Haze on him as well because Morphling is moving really slow, so he's missing like half of those auto attacks as well. Maybe even like an MKB was a needed item. The Satanic didn't work out for him. He was always locked down. He couldn't really use the lifesteal to great effect. Here, I mean, he's giving it his all. He's just trying to keep his racks alive. And this is after LGD just marched forward and took down IG's mid-racks. IG just say, no, we're going to go right down the mid lane, end the game.
Yeah, SK goes in there with a nice epicenter, then the 3 BKBs get dropped, but Robic is still able to steal the epicenter back on the other side, and then they get a bunch of damage out of that. Now, really, it's just Sylar left at this point. The only other hero alive is Leshrac, but Leshrac is very underfarmed at this point. This is pretty much a primary support at Leshrac. There's really not a whole lot of carry going on here. And as we see, we're coming here, I believe this is where we see the BKB being dropped. Another Shivas guard. That Shivas just did so much work, and then he gets caught here with a shackle or a Rasta shackle. So actually, they didn't even have a BKB for that, but they ended up getting just the Raxes down in no time. I mean, we all know of Lone Druid as being this really powerful push hero, but when you combo him with the Brewmaster, it's really devastating.
Yeah, YYF did play certainly amazing. So game 1, obviously, it was a surprise finish in terms of how it finished. No, sorry, Bruno. Yeah, I apologize.
He wasn't surprised. He's over here like, yeah.
But
that's
of
what I
course,
thought would happen.
let's talk about game 2. So IG, obviously, now 1 game away from moving into the grand finals. LGD have currently lost 3 games today.
In a row,
Right? In a row. So we haven't got the game started. Maybe they're taking, they want a little bit more time just to prepare. But in terms of how the team should be approaching game 2?
If you're LGD, you're kind of in a bit of a rough spot here because you've lost 3 games in a row, so it's easy to get kind of down on yourselves. I mean, I know they're not going to be like, oh my God, we suck, but it's going to be very difficult for them to just go back in with the same strategy yet again, a 4th time in a row. After having it fail 3 times in a row, it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, I think the captain, Zhao Wei, just needs to sort of fire him up and just lead them, start stepping up his own game. And really, I think LGD have what it takes to win the next 2 games, or at least game 2. IG just want to mix things up and maybe run with a few different picks to catch LGD off guard here.
I think LGD just need to stop trying to grind quite so long. Like, they get a pretty solid advantage with Sylar. I think at about the 50-minute mark, if they push a little bit harder, I think they get it there, but they waited just a little bit too long.
The 50-minute mark.
Yeah.
Nice and early then.
It was...
The thing about LGD is that they 13 heroes are 90% of their picks, so they have a very, very limited hero pool.
Yeah,
I think at this point they have to try something different.
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
I think LGD are probably going to go in with just, okay, we let that one go away.
Play better.
Let's
Yeah.
play better. And
agree.
IG, I also feel like have to really get creative again to make this happen. And if the YYF can perform like he did first game, or any of the teammates, that's certainly going to be a possibility. So we're ready to go into game number 2. We'll throw it over to the commentators. And of course, as you know, it's IG versus LGD. Take it away, Toby and Cinderin.
Thank you very much, James. We are here.